What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the 2023 Toyota Highlander. This one has the new turbo engine, but is an XLE with the XP package. We're going to take a full look at this crossover family SUV inside and out. So we got a new turbo engine. This is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. We do get an 8-speed automatic. This thing pumps out 265 horsepower with 310 pound-feet of torque. And this particular spec is front-wheel drive as well, so it should be a pretty cool SUV to take out on the road. We get a really nice set of LED headlights, and I like the blacked out design, a little bit of chrome trim. Then we have a cool brushed aluminum type of design all around the grille with Toyota right in the center. You can see the gloss black for all the mesh. And some nice contours within the front bumper, fog lights of course, really large area in the lower portion of the bumper that protrudes forwards, gives it a pretty aggressive design. Definitely a pretty sharp looking SUV. I like the hood lines in it. They go all the way towards the windshield, which looks pretty nice. The XP package is a Toyota Southeast type of package. You're gonna see this on the East Coast, but we have a nice set of 20-inch wheels, finishing gloss black, multi-spoke design. You can see the plastic all around the fender flares. Get your XP badge, some sharp lines all throughout it. I especially love this one that cuts all the way towards the rear, looks really cool. We have some aluminum and plastic along these running boards, but really sharp body line. You can see the door handles finished in body color, gloss black mirror caps with this side LED turn signal, and some more of this chrome trim all around the windows. All blacked out. You can see the roof rails as well as that sunroof up top, and then a really nice side proportion, really good profile. I think they did a good job designing it. It really comes together nicely. You see a pretty nicely integrated design for this whole spoiler, and I love all the contours in it. And then the LED taillights have a good look as well, really fitting to the bodywork. And then you can see the whole plastic rear diffuser, all the blacked out badging with your X Series logo as well, so pretty cool looking. I think it came together nicely. We do get a power liftgate. You can press the button on the back, or of course use the one on the key fob, and this will open up nicely. This is a 3-row vehicle with everything folded down. You can see just how much more storage space you're gonna get. This is a very roomy and practical SUV. From here though, you can grab these straps and pull these seats up to get them into the upwards position, and then you can kind of get a good understanding of the differences in space you're gonna see. From there, I can just close that up. And then going through the side door, we do have sunshades on them, which is a good touch. Nice design to them as well. And then back here, you can see, you can also manually push them up from here. Headrests fold down, which is a really smart feature. And then these as well fold nice and flat. With them up, we have the captain's chairs with the nice armrest. Pretty cool synthetic leather material for all the seating. Then you have this lever back here, which kind of gets it at a 45. You can slide these forward to get them out of the way. It is a pretty cramped third row, I will say. I'm 5'11", and this is not the place for me. The seats are only a couple inches off the ground, so your legs are really just up in the air. And if this seat is even remotely back here, I can't even lock it with my legs in the way, so it just does not fit me. If it's pushed forward a little bit, that can work. And then these at least recline, so if I recline them all the way, I can be decently comfortable back here. However, I am really cramped, and again, my legs are kind of up in the air. And then the headroom is decent, however, it's kind of touching the ceiling. Do get an air vent up here, 2 cup holders and things like that. Not the worst, however, this really is a pretty darn cramped third row seat. With that said, if I slide this forwards, get it out of the way, I can climb out. And I will say you do have to sacrifice a little bit. So the way I had this seat where I could actually sit back there, I had it about here. And as you're gonna see now, it's not that comfortable back here. My knees are right up against the seat in front of me. So I don't know, it's all right. You really have to sacrifice whether you want to be comfortable in the second row or comfortable in the third row. With that said, you have some levers down here. If I pull this one and recline it all the way, you can get it in a really comfortable position. So the second row can be a great place to be, but now, I mean, you're not even gonna have any space back there. So anyway, you kind of got to sacrifice a little bit. But you do get climate controls, different plugs, storage, and then more vents up top. I just wish there was a little bit more space to where you could actually use both the second and the third row at the same time. But moving on from there, let's check out the driver's seat. I think the first row definitely gets a good setup. You have all your controls as you would expect on the door panel, power controls on the seat, and that same material. That sunroof as well, black leather steering wheel. And then just pressing the button, we can fire this up. So we get a small LCD screen right in the center with your analog tach as well as the speedometer. If we use this control panel, we can see quite a few information items that will come up. So a pretty good amount of information. Nothing too crazy fancy, however, kind of everything you would expect. Cruise control settings, Bluetooth audio, everything you would expect. Pretty easy to use in here. I do like all the contours, and you get a lot of storage. A lot of storage in there, storage all in here with wireless charging, more storage in here. Of course, you get a pretty good sized glove box. And then the smaller infotainment screen on this particular spec. It's not quite set up, however, pretty easy to use. Climate information can come up, trip information, vehicle alert, and then all the settings. If I go ahead and put it into reverse, you're gonna get that backup camera that pops up as well. And then climate controls are right here. You get toggle switches for the fan speed, as well as the zone, dual zone temperature. Nice design for that. Heated seats. Pretty simple to use. I do like the way everything is laid out. Pretty cool. Drive mode select. Doesn't really give you a crazy screen, just kind of pops up telling you what mode you're going to be in. Then we have a snow mode, traction control, auto hold, and a park and brake. Not too much padding right here, however it looks decent. Opening that up, we do get quite a lot of storage space in there. That slides and is removable. Then of course we get the sunroof controls up on top. And if you open this up, sunglass holder and a nice mirror to see what the kids are doing in the back. So now let's go ahead and see how this turbo engine performs. All right, so we are setting off now in the Highlander, testing out this new turbo engine. I will say it packs a good punch. That was just kind of half throttle, just in the normal drive mode. It gets up to speed. I think the 8-speed does a really good job delivering the power. Even with front wheel drive, you know, you don't feel like torque steer or anything. Obviously, I'm not full throttle redlining it or anything like that. But I think the power plant is pretty good, decently economical, and really not gonna have any complaints when you're just driving it around. I'd be curious to see how well it can actually tow 5,000 pounds with a 4-cylinder, so that might be a little interesting. But as far as some normal things, ride quality as we're on a really bad road, it's pretty smooth. It absorbs the bumps nicely. You can feel them, of course, this is a really, really bad road. However, you know, you can tell this is a pretty solid SUV, no real corners cut or anything. It's pretty well built. Visibility is really good. You have a really large windshield. I like how the dash was kind of short. It's not like just some crazy long dashboard like a lot of crossovers are gonna have. So I think that's a pretty good aspect to it. Visibility of your left and right shoulder as well is also pretty good. So really no complaints for just some normal driving aspects to it. Now the power is definitely impressive. It just gets up to speed nicely. Very well balanced. Now that we're on a smoother road, you can tell just how smooth and comfortable the Highlander is. You don't really hear any wind noise or road noise or stuff like that, at least if you're on a decent road. And then with the technology and stuff, it's a nicely done vehicle with pretty good technology, safety features, all that stuff, and just really easy and normal to drive. It doesn't feel anything out of the ordinary. I mean, it's a Toyota, you know that they are just pretty normal vehicles, and it definitely has that, just a really good ride quality, things like that. The seats are pretty comfortable. Of course, I like having the heated seat on, good stuff like that. All sorts of different movements. Only complaint is the armrest is kind of in a bad spot. My elbow sits on the corner right there and just falls off every time I touch it. So I don't really have a good armrest on the left side unless I reach my arm over. So I wish they could have done something a little bit better right there. The right side armrest is pretty good. However, not really too padded, but you know, for what you're going to be using it for, I don't really see too many issues with that. But for normal driving, really can't complain. It kind of just gives you a normal family SUV that's comfortable enough, easy to use, and the power plant really does do what you want. There's really, I don't think you're gonna be wishing it had any more power or anything like that. It'll get up to speed and just drive like a nice normal crossover.